Will you show me around town? If I make you laugh, will you give me some time? 'Cause I know that a girl like you could be falling in love just about anyone. All I want is just to know you. It's just to hang around, walk on the same ground. You remind me of the days gone by, of a real good love till you left just in time. And if I show up, will you show me around town? Will you show me around town? If I make you laugh, will you give me some time? 'Cause I know that
the moment that I want to start filming, I'm like, why did I put in a load of laundry? Our laundry is right there and it's just so loud. But hi, I finally made properly prepared beans for the first time ever. I made them myself. I soaked them for days, then I pressure cooked them for 30 minutes. I'm not gonna say I did it perfectly, but they taste really good. I put in a half an onion, a bay leaf, a little bit of cumin, salt. No salt, salt at the end. You put the salt in at the end and I put in some pepper. But great source of fiber and B vitamins, and honestly I am so impressed with how yummy they taste. While my lunch is cooking, I thought I would share with you the ways on how I'm I really think the washing machine is just too loud. It's just so loud. I'm debating pausing it. Okay, I thought I would tell you how I'm boosting my progesterone levels. I'm grabbing my little temp thing that I've been using, my temp drop. A little bit of background. So obviously I am in a season of my life right now where I'm just trying to get my body to a place where I feel confident and comfortable conceiving again. And the way that I'm doing that is through my blood work and optimizing my blood work through functional ranges of lab numbers. So I'm doing my own blood work, which is amazing. And right now I'm really working on making sure that I am giving my body all the basic nutrients that it needs to have a strong, healthy ovulation. Because here's the thing, for so long, I just heard you have low progesterone, and I thought, okay, well, how do I boost progesterone? But really what I didn't understand, what I didn't really grasp and fully understand is that it's not about, yes, it is about boosting progesterone, but it's really about having strong ovulation. And if you're not ovulating or you're not having strong ovulation and you're not making enough progesterone, because that's how we make progesterone. I just genuinely did not understand for the longest time that in order to make progesterone, you have to ovulate and you have to have strong ovulation. It's not just about like boosting numbers. It's about supporting ovulation, supporting egg quality, and ultimately supporting your cells to get the nutrients that they need. Because that's the thing, when I miscarried, my progesterone was so unbelievably low that I am actually kind of shocked. I was talking to Bo about that the other day, and I was just like, I don't even know. It is a miracle that I was able to conceive, and my progesterone levels have always just been so low. And until I became a nutritional therapy practitioner, I just really didn't understand. And I feel like these things should be taught to us, but nevertheless, digress. That's the thing, is that even if you have a cycle, you might not be ovulating. It's so easy to like focus on thyroid health or focus on progesterone or focus on, we kind of like can slice off our health into the little different sections. And honestly, that's when it became extremely overwhelming for me, because I thought, okay, well, I have low thyroid and I have low progesterone, and you know, I have to focus on all these different areas of my health. And really the truth is that when we focus on giving our cells what they need, healthy cells make healthy tissues, make healthy organs, and healthy organs make healthy organ systems, our endocrine system. And then a healthy organ system is gonna make a healthy organism. So that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on getting my body the nutrients that it needs in order to support healthy ovulation. That is going to be done by supporting the whole entire body. And the way that I'm doing that is by reading my blood work and seeing what I need. And the crazy thing is, and this is what I'll say, and I'm just learning all this stuff right now, okay? So I'm always just sharing what I'm currently learning, and I'm always unlearning as well. I remember when I miscarried, right afterwards I did an HTMA test, which is a hair tissue mineral analysis test, and my zinc levels looked really, really good on my HTMA. And I recently did my blood work, and all of my blood work was indicating zinc deficiency. And I haven't been good with eating my oysters. I've just not been on top of that. I've not been on top of making sure that I'm eating really, really zinc rich foods, and oysters are like the #1 most nutrient dense as far as zinc. When I took that test, I never focused on zinc. I thought, oh, my zinc levels are good. Like I try to eat a nutrient dense diet. But what it did reveal at the time was my sodium potassium. But here's the thing, here's what I'm starting to think about. I'm like, the bottom line is we can know if we're eating enough potassium by if we're eating enough every day, by tracking how much potassium that we're getting. And I'm thankful for my experience. This is why I'm glad that I haven't opened up my own practice yet, because I'm really learning that blood chemistry is like where my heart is at, and really where the studies and the literature, it's old, it's reliable. Okay, that's the thing. Did the HTMA help me? Yes, it did, because it showed me that I need to eat enough sodium potassium, because potassium is so important for thyroid function. But what I'm coming to learn through all of it is that those things should be foundational anyway. So here's my lunch. We have our properly prepared beans, which I'm so excited about, and then just some chicken thighs and cilantro, and I put a little bit of the grass-fed cheese on there. This will never get old, and it is just the most delicious thing in the world that you could possibly drink. I'm obsessed with my hydration drink. Every single time I take a sip, I'm like, I'm so thankful that I accidentally created this, because it's the best thing ever, and I am obsessed with it. I think buying that pressure cooker is one of the best things that I've ever done. I'm obsessed with my pressure cooker, and these are so good. These beans are amazing. All of this to say, if we want to focus on raising progesterone, not thinking about it in this isolation of how do I raise progesterone, but how do I support healthy ovulation? The #1 thing that I always hear that is very helpful, but it's also at the same time very unhelpful, because you're like, well, what do I do? What does that mean? Is that you hear reduce stress. If you look up how to boost progesterone levels, the #1 thing that's gonna come up is reduce stress. And while that's great, that's really helpful, but it's like, how do I reduce stress? Like, I know I need to reduce my stress, but like, how do I actually reduce stress? What does that even mean? Do I sit there and like breathe? Life is stressful. That's the bottom line. Life is stressful. And so how are some people better able to manage stress than other people? And really, the bottom line is one of the most stressful things that we can endure is deficiencies. You know, when we really look at it, why are some women not able to as effectively, or why are they not able to manage stress as well? And part of the reason is because God created our bodies to need and utilize nutrients. And if there's certain things going on within the body that it's using up a lot of magnesium and it's using up a lot of these minerals that really help us to deal with stress, they're kind of our stress buffers, if you will. If we are just so incredibly depleted in these nutrients, then we are going to experience the effects of stress on a deeper level. We might feel more stressed. We might, because our bodies are depleted. So that's the thing, is that one of the best ways, and one of the ways that I'm specifically focusing on reducing stress, is making sure that I'm getting enough magnesium, specifically in my luteal phase. So after ovulation, and here's the thing, this is what I was gonna tell you. I finally got one of these little trackers. If you know, I shared a little bit about my story on like natural birth control from when Bo and I first got married. At the time, I was actually gonna get a copper IUD. I'm not sure if I ever talked about that. I think I've mentioned it a few times, but I went in for my appointment, and that was really the turning point in my life when it came to just like health in general, and really taking charge of my own health and my own fertility and my own cycles, because I went to that appointment, and of course there are so many incredible, amazing doctors. I just unfortunately had a really not good experience. I went in and I had questions, and The doctor, she was just very off-put by my questions. She basically looked at me and was like, do you want it or not? And kind of like, don't waste my time. Like, don't ask me questions. Like, are you going to get it or not? Otherwise, like, we're wasting time with this appointment. Like, am I going to put the IUD in or not? And I was so shocked that I ended up leaving. And I ended up not getting the IUD put in. And I was so uncomfortable from that appointment that that's when I actually was like, okay, well, what are my other options? I didn't even know about, really how to track your cycle and what that looks like and what that meant. And that's when I bought a book at the time called Taking Charge of Your Fertility, and I learned about tracking your cycle. But I have to say, I have not been good with tracking my temperature. I've been very good about tracking my cycle itself. But as specifically my temperature tracking, so many times I just roll up out of bed and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to take my temperature. I continually struggle to think about that as the first thing to do all these years later. I finally got one of these little basal body temperature things that you stick on your arm every night, and it is the best thing ever because I'm able to track my cycle. This is so cool. I'm about to be in my luteal phase right now, so it's so cool to be able to see my temperature drop right before ovulation and then right at ovulation. It's just so amazing to actually see my chart. So that's the other thing, is that this is what I'm doing to focus on my progesterone. I'm really looking at my cycle, and I'm making sure that I'm really monitoring my cycle and my ovulation and my temperatures to make sure that my temperatures reach that point where I am making enough progesterone for the appropriate amount of time and post ovulation to really make sure that my progesterone is good. So that's one of the objective ways that I'm looking. But then also what I'm actually doing to support that, to support those healthy temperatures and levels and ovulation and progesterone, is reducing stress. But bear with me, I'm not just gonna leave you with that of like reducing stress. I am specifically focusing on increasing my magnesium in your luteal phase, because if you're not making enough progesterone, that in and of itself can be stressful to the body. And while you're working on getting those levels up, progesterone really helps you to sleep well. So this is all gonna come together. So let's follow this little journey here. So if you're not sleeping well because you're not making enough progesterone, that is stressful on the body, which is going to create more stress. So if we're trying to reduce stress, one of the things that we can help to buffer that with is magnesium, because magnesium is a very relaxing mineral. It's a very calming mineral. And again, if you're specifically struggling with progesterone or just sleep in general in your life, this does not even have to apply to low progesterone or hormones in general. It's just in life, if you're having trouble with sleep, magnesium is your mineral. Magnesium is the magic sleeping mineral. It makes me sleep so deeply, and it makes me get the best night of sleep, but I'm specifically increasing my magnesium during my luteal phase. So right after ovulation and then up until your first day of your period. Anyway, as I was saying, I just couldn't tell you to just reduce stress, because even I found myself like, what does that actually mean, and how do I do that tangibly, and what are other reasons why maybe somebody isn't able to handle stress as well as another person? And one of those things being minerals, because minerals are what we use and burn under stress, which of course emotional stress is a huge factor, which then plays into sleep and all these things. That's the thing. We're complex beings, and that is what fascinates me and makes me love the human body and makes me love and be amazed at the way that God made our bodies. But at the same time, it is really helpful to have some tangible things that we can actually do rather than just be told to manage stress, because that can be such an umbrella statement. So I wanted to really give you specifically like what I'm doing, and that would be increasing my magnesium in my luteal phase. And I do love taking my magnesium every single day. One of the ways that I get magnesium is through my daily electrolyte packet from Element. They put 60 milligrams of magnesium, but also the sodium potassium, which helps our body to actually utilize magnesium. That's the thing, is that minerals work together. That is why I love my minerals. They touch every single part of our health. Really, one of the easiest ways that I do that and that you can do that is through a simple electrolyte packet, and Element makes my favorite ones. Making sure that you get enough magnesium every single day can be challenging, and that's why it's so easy to just rip open a packet and pour it into your water, and you're actually gonna give your cells this incredible electrolyte that helps to relax you, that helps to relax your whole entire body that helps you to sleep. Yet another reason why I love Element, and it just makes it so incredibly easy. And plus they don't add in any dyes. So many electrolyte companies add in dyes and just artificial things into it. And that's just why I love Element. You can go to drinkelement.com. That's drinkelement.com/Cambria. And with your order, you are going to get a free sample pack and you can try out all the different flavors. So link will be in the description box, and they just have everything that you need and nothing that you don't want. We actually need magnesium for energy production, and we actually need good energy to sleep well, believe it or not, as funny as that sounds. So magnesium is just like the most incredible life-changing minerals. It's one of the minerals that help me to get pain-free periods. And it's one of the minerals that I'm specifically focusing on in the second half of my cycle to make sure that my stress, I'm able to manage stress well. And not to mention, so if you drink my hydration drink every single day, now with the addition of the cherry, so the acerola cherry, that has vitamin C. So this is kind of my second thing that I'm doing. That's a very potent source of vitamin C, which is wonderful as well for progesterone production. So I'm making sure that I'm adding that into my hydration drink. So that is yet another way. This is like a progesterone boosting, loving, amazing hydration drink because it helps you manage your stress quite literally and practically. And also it's really good for thyroid because we need potassium to be sensitive to thyroid hormone, and we need strong thyroid for ovulation. So everything is interconnected, and it is crazy that it all comes back to minerals and nutrients. That's the thing, is that it comes down to nutrients. And even on my blood work, magnesium is one of the things that I need to be making sure that I'm getting enough of. And I came out of a very stressful season right when I did the blood work. So that just goes to show you though, that magnesium is one of those minerals that we constantly have to be replacing and replenishing. And we don't want to get to a point that we're not including it in our diet because we can't make these minerals. We have to consume them. I'm going to finish eating my lunch and then we're going to continue our chat. If you haven't made my hydration drink yet, you just need to make it. It's so good. Okay, it's actually a few hours later because I've been getting up a video today and it's already almost 6 o'clock. I wanted to finish what I was saying though about how I'm boosting my progesterone and everything like that. And it's funny because I just was talking about that on Instagram because some of your comments in the last video were so sweet about Baby Star. And I think about when I first started my channel and I was struggling so bad with binge eating. I seriously was at the point that I did not know if I would ever be able to stop binging and if I would ever even be able to live a normal life and not just constantly think about food. And I just got to this point where I thought, am I ever going to be able to just live a normal life and not think about what I'm gonna eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and but be hyper fixated on it and obsessive about it? And am I ever gonna be able to break free from this? I seriously felt so stuck. I just really didn't know if I was ever going to be unstuck. I thought I was gonna be struggling forever at one point. I really believed that. And it was so hard for me to see any sort of light at the end of the tunnel. And I remember literally one night crying out to God and saying, my prayer literally was, God, if you help me get out of this and I can help one person not go through this and not go through what I went through and help them get out of binge eating or avoid it altogether, just please. I'm so thankful that I didn't conceal my brokenness and I didn't conceal the parts of my story that were really difficult. My arm is getting tired, but even if you are in a completely different phase of life where you don't have fertility problems, everybody walks through hard things. And just to know that God makes our stories beautiful, even the parts of our stories that chiseled our hearts in a way that we didn't expect. I feel so thankful that there is purpose in our pain. And when I share about progesterone, it's really not even about the progesterone. You know what I mean? It really doesn't even have anything to do with progesterone, even though it does. And I feel like I'm gonna get emotional, but that is why I share. Oh my gosh, I'm literally gonna cry. I'm crying. That is why I share about minerals. That is why I share about thyroid. That's why I share about gut health, because the reality is it really doesn't have anything to do with gut health, and it has nothing to do with thyroid, and it has nothing to do it doesn't have anything to do with those things. You know what I mean? That is the whole point, is that when you are walking through something that's so hard that your heart is aching, whether it is binge eating that has really nothing to do with food in and of itself, but a deeper ache in your heart, restricting foods because of self-worth issues, body image issues, that ends up spilling out onto our plates. Whatever's in our heart spills out and it overflows into the rest of our lives. And that is why I am so passionate about talking about these things, because it's not about blood chemistry. It's not about any of these things. It's about what is going on inside of our hearts, and that God is making everything, including our hearts, beautiful in His time, and that everything will be made right again, and that our stories are beautiful even though there is brokenness. And I think that that is what has been so hard for me to really believe, that my story is beautiful even though there's brokenness. I think it's so easy to compare our lives and our stories to other people. We can look at other people's lives and think like, wow, well, they don't have brokenness in this particular area of their life, and then therefore we feel in our lives that it's not fair, it's not beautiful, there's brokenness here, there's tears and there's pain and there's loss and there's suffering, and it isn't fair, and it's not, and it's not fair, but that doesn't mean that it's not beautiful. I'm a
great things about you. Everyone said
who
there's like that new guy's really kind.
Oh,
I got a gold star.
what was the next thing? So magnesium, more magnesium in luteal phase, adequate amounts of vitamin C. So putting the vitamin C in my hydration drink, that's a very easy way to add it. And then the next thing is sunlight, because sunlight actually helps us with our cortisol and stress. Going into the sunlight is very anti-stress. So even if you start to feel overwhelmed, even emotionally, or even if not, being in and getting adequate sunlight is so important for our circadian rhythm and therefore stress, because it helps us to regulate our sleep-wake cycle and actually get sleepy, go to bed on time. So, and I think about this very often. I don't know if I've ever verbalized this in any of our chats together, but the month that I got pregnant in 2022, that was a month that every single day I had been out in the sunlight for an hour walking on the beach every single day. And I just have to say, I do not think that that is a coincidence at all, because that morning sunlight is really important for progesterone production. So getting adequate sunlight in the morning literally changes our hormones. So morning sunlight is another one of those things. So just making sure I'm getting adequate sunlight is another thing that I'm doing. And then last two things is B vitamins. So you'll see I have my bee pollen every single day for B vitamins, but also I'm doing beef liver. I'm just making sure that I'm getting in enough B vitamins, because B vitamins are really important for ovulation and thus progesterone. Lastly, well, I guess I'll add in one more after this, but I'm doing vitamin E. I finally started regularly incorporating vitamin E after all the research that I've been reading on it. And I don't know why it's taken me so long to do that, but I am doing it, and I will leave a link to the one that I'm taking in the description box. One of my clients is on vitamin E, and it has been so incredibly helpful for her. So I put her on the vitamin E, but I'm like, Cambria, why did you put that? Like, you need to start taking vitamin E. That is what I'm doing. So those are kind of like the nitty-gritty steps of everything I'm doing to boost progesterone and ultimately just like support ovulation. And I guess I'm adding in one more thing, sorry. Last but not least would be blood sugar regulation. And we actually need to be eating adequate protein to make sure that we are making progesterone. Stabilizing blood sugar, I've talked about that in my 2024 habit video, is so important. Making sure I'm eating 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking and making sure I'm eating enough protein throughout the day has been life-changing for me. in these past couple months coming into this year after doing my blood work. It's changing my life. I need to figure out what's going on for dinner. I don't know if we're gonna go out to eat and celebrate my brother-in-law's birthday, if we're making food. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, this is the ultimate dinner hack. So I'm using the chicken that I made for lunch, so that's already done. I'm just gonna use the rest of it so that we can have that for dinner. And then last night I made sweet potatoes, so I'm just reheating the rest of the sweet, and I always double up on the sweet potatoes because you never know. So I'm just heating up the rest of the sweet potatoes that I made yesterday for dinner. And then we're gonna have the chicken, sweet potatoes. I'm gonna put some avocado on top, some chimichurri that's always in my fridge now. Delicious. And I'm just gonna chop up some tomato and onion, and we're gonna have stuffed sweet potatoes with the chicken. The easiest dinner ever. I feel like I don't even have to make it because the chicken's already done. That's just gonna heat up, and all I have to do is literally cut this avocado. So that's pretty much the easiest dinner ever. I'm ready to chill. I really want to make another hydration drink. Every day I fight the urge to make two. Okay, I have the cutest giveaway for Valentine's Day. It is, I always say this in every single video, but I love this giveaway. It's just so cute. Okay, let's start off with the first thing that you're gonna get, this brunch. What better food to have a cookbook on than brunch? Because that's a meal you're gonna put extra effort into. You want it to taste good. You maybe wanna make something special. You wanna get some inspiration. Hence the cookbook. This was the recipe that made me just like, I have to get this for you. Beetroot pancakes with goat cheese, onion relish, and walnuts. Savory pink pancakes? Are you kidding me? Do I just need to like make a breakfast video inspired from this? Because this is ridiculous. Like what? Stop it right now. Melty bananas fried in coconut rice flour batter. I'm gonna go buy this cookbook. When I tell you, I pick out very specific things for these giveaways that I think are going to be so fun, cute, something that I would love, something I think that you would love. And I am telling you, I think I outdid myself with this cookbook. Are you joking me? This is better than I thought. Without me literally showing you the entire book, this is the first thing that you're gonna get. The next thing I got for you is this super adorable, this is a Sweet Dreams eye pillow. It's made with 100% cotton and then filled with flaxseed. It's a weighted eye mask. You can also put it in the freezer, so it's like very soothing and very just refreshing on your eyes. The pattern is so cute. Again, making me wanna get one of these because I actually do wear an eye mask every night to fall asleep. This is like a little luxurious one and just made me want to put a little giveaway together for I love doing the giveaways. It makes me so happy. So you're gonna win that. And then you're also going to win, I am obsessed with Rifle Paper Company if you haven't noticed yet. And my favorite kind of notebooks are spiral notebooks that open all the way. This is so perfect for a little prayer journal or whatever you want to write in here. It's super cute. I'm on the last leg of my current prayer journal, so I actually might go and get this exact one because it is so cute. It's such a good size. I love the print, and I wanted to add this into your cute little giveaway. And then last but not least, of course, you are going to get a signed copy of Milk and Honey. And is this not, like, doesn't it just look very cute, very just like, just Valentine's. It just reminds, it's a pink, it's like, it's very magical looking. I love Milk and Honey so much, and it's all about tasting the goodness of God in every season of your life, whether you have just kind of a full plate and you're really busy and you're maybe just kind of struggling to spend time, excuse me, I'm like having a hiccup. You're struggling to spend time in the morning and you really want to. It's such a great way to get back into the habit of reading with these small little bite-sized devotions, or maybe you just have a really heavy heart this season and you really are just needing the nourishment of God's word. I love this book so much. You're gonna get a copy of Milk and Honey, and that is what you are going to win for this giveaway. So all you have to do is leave a comment and let me know something that you love. It can be your spouse or like your animal or something like that, but I thought it would actually kind of be fun to actually tell me something that you are currently just like loving. So for me, I am currently loving my little Pilates like balance training class that I've been going to with my friend, and now my sister's coming, which is really fun. And I have been loving that in this season of my life. It's something new and fresh that I just started doing. It's making me so excited to work out, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. So I thought that would be kind of a fun little comment to do, something that you're just currently loving. Are you currently loving a little matcha that you started making for yourself? Are you loving a certain kind of, workout like I was talking about? Is it a new pair of yoga pants that you are just loving? I don't care what it is. It can be anything. It's almost like a mini favorites video of like, you know what I mean? Like if I was to come on here and show you what my favorite things are, but like, what's something that's your favorite right now? What's something that you're loving? I think it'd be so fun. It is so fun to read through the comments. It always gives me such fun ideas of like different things to try, or like a product to look into, or even just like to get inspired to go do something. Leave a comment and let me know. And of course, this is a giveaway for you, my subscribers. So just make sure you're subscribed if you're not. And if you did like this video, click thumbs up, because it really does make me so happy that you love these videos. I just really hope that this video helped you, not only practically, but I really hope that it nourished your heart. Link will be in the description if you want to check anything out from this video. And I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
You remind me of the days gone by.